Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. It is time for another research video, and today I want to do pewter. So I sold a pewter piece on one of my what solds I did previously in the week, and I think a lot of people don't realize the value that's there in pewter. And so this research video is going to give you some ideas of what to look out for. And there are quite a bit that are those bread and butter, $20 items, $30, $40, $50 that you can find for a dollar or two at garage sales, estate sales, at thrift stores, online auctions. And I don't want you to look over them because they are there. There are some that are really valuable, which is what I'm going to show you. But I want to get pewter in your head because I don't want you to pass these items up. So I'm going to show you my top 25 picks. And you might have these laying around the house. I know they were really big when I was growing up and in high school in the 90s. It was super cool to have all these pewter dragons and mythical and mystical creatures, but there are other pewter items as well that are really valuable. So I am going to show you my picks right now. All right, we are starting off with exactly what I just told you, an Ultima Online Pewter Dragon. This little dragon sold for $800. Absolutely incredible. You can see that Ultima online there in the front. Very easy to read. I do not know why this thing is worth so much money. So here on the bottom, you can see that it says Electronic Arts Inc., all rights reserved. There were 2,500 of these made, so it wasn't super limited, but obviously the demand is there. This is number 708 of 2,500. This seller does have 100% positive feedback, and this was an incredible sale. So if you find these pewter dragons, definitely look them up. Next up is a Axel Stocks jeweled claw protector ring. It does say it is signed size 10.5. And this one was an auction. It was a 10-day auction. It was started at $450. There were only 2 bidders, but it went up to that $889. So Axel Stocks was not a jewelry maker I was familiar with, and I really wouldn't have thought that a pewter ring would sell for $800, but it did. Now I'm looking for a signature here. There it is, AXEL. You can read that Axel very clearly there. And look at this ring. It's like 2 inches, kind of crazy. And incredible sale. So definitely remember the name Axel, look for that, and know that not all pewter jewelry might be invaluable. Next up is a Royal Sellinger Lord of the Rings Pewter Flute Gauntlet of Sauron. And it does say number 272600. And it looks like they had 5 of these. They did sell one at $897.75. Watch for pewter gauntlets. Look at this. It's holding the glass, kind of cool. And this one is Lord of the Rings. There you can see that world or Royal Sellinger pewter. You can also see, it looks like this one's 2004 possibly. It looks to be brand new. No, it says good condition, no issues, without original box. So I bet somebody got a set of these and just separated them out. I don't blame them. At $897 each, I would sell them separately as well. Really different, neat piece, and something to look out for sure. And an incredible sale, close to $900 for a single gauntlet. Next up is a pair of antique 17th century handmade pewter bulbous candlestick candle holders. $900 almost for these 2 candle holders. So do not, again, please do not discount pewter. Look at how cool these are, and really neat shape. There you can see the melted wax still inside of them, and an incredible sale. I did see some singles of these listed at about $300. So I think if you have that matching set, it just increases that value that much more. Next up is the Lost E.S. Lowe Toy Company 1959 metal pewter chess set, 32 pieces. They did put Renaissance, and this chess set sold for $900. Here you can see the pictures of the pieces. Really, really cool. There are a lot of chess sets that are valuable. That actually might be a decent video for me to do. And here you can see the biggest piece is about 5.5 inches, the king, and incredible, incredible set. Now, this one does not have the board. It is marked there. You can see that ES Lowe very, very clearly. So easy to identify, and an amazing sale at $900. Next is a really, really beautiful piece. I think this is one of my favorites from this video. This is an Art Nouveau Jugendstil silver plate pewter WMF flower dish Jardinier centerpiece. This one sold for $900. Pewter. Do not ignore it. Beautiful. There you can see that 354 marking. And here is the original book from where this came out. You can see it up here, flower dish. I don't see a price there. If it is there, I don't see it. But beautiful, beautiful piece. So definitely keep your eye out for ones that look like this. Next up is some door knockers, which you obviously don't see very often anymore. This is P.E. Guerin antique style pewter silver floral door knocker set. Does say very heavy and rare. $1,000 for 2 door knockers. $500 per knocker. How crazy. So if you're not paying attention when you see door knockers, not that we see them very often, but definitely pay attention. And there you can see the P.E. Guerin there on the interior of that one. So it is marked. You would probably have to search that out, and an incredible sale at $1,000. Next up is a Moet & Chandon vintage champagne ice bucket pewter. It does say antique, made in France, 1743. $975 for this pewter ice bucket, which is absolutely incredible. There you can see the Etain, made in France. Very, very clean and good condition. Well, check stuff, guys. Check stuff. That is the point of all of these research videos. Look stuff up, because you really never know what's going to be this valuable. Up next is a Franklin Mint Harley Davidson pewter assembly line panhead motorcycle, new in box. And this one sold for $999. So they're, like everything, some Franklin Mint that sells really high, and there's some that does not do that well. And there's also Danbury Mint pieces the same way. I actually had a Danbury Mint piece in my high dollar what sold I put out 2 days ago. So definitely pay attention and look them up. So $1,000 sale. I probably would have put this as my front picture versus putting a box, but it's still sold for that $1,000. So here you can see that assembly line, and they do have the COA with it. This is really, really cool. This would make a great gift for a Harley panhead person, and incredible sale at $1,000. Next up is another Franklin Mint pewter, Arrival of the Santa Fe, owned by Richard Kuhn. This is a limited edition, 125 of 750. It does say it displays well, but to read. So $1,000 sale on this one as well. And here you can see that it was created especially for Richard Kuhn. And there are the pieces. So look those Franklin Mint up. Look those Danbury Mint. It looks like those men fell off of here. I'm sure it would not be that hard to glue them back on. You can see the Polana 125 of 750. And so even with damages, this one's still sold for $1,000. Look, the train comes off, and there were some issues here, and still brought $1,000. Next up is a really, really neat set. This is a rare Kevin O'Hara Fellowship Foundation Fantasy Pewter set. This was an auction, but only got one bid. It sold for $1,000. Beautiful, beautiful set here with the wizard there. And I think I probably would have broke this up. I'm not going to lie. I think I would have broke it up and done it with the different ones. I'm trying to see here, but if they're all, I don't know. I would have looked these up and see what they sold for individually and then sold the serving pieces separately. I just would not want to ship this big of a set. We're Hobbit Form Inc. There is the Fellowship Foundry. There is Kevin O'Hara's signature, 1988. This one was made. It is numbered, it looks like out of 250. So there is that Kevin O'Hara on the bottom of that one. So again, me personally, I might have grouped like all the dragons together, all the unicorns together. I just don't think I would have wanted to ship this big of a set, but at $1,000, it's a good sale and might be worth that shipping. Next up is a chill mark pewter, which is something you need to remember. And again, look up the individual piece. So this is flat out for Red River Station, number 1843 of 2500 by Boyette, sold for $1,000. Chillmark has some high dollar pieces. You can see the flat out for Red River Station is both on the plaque as well as on the piece. And I see Chillmark quite a bit on online estate auctions. There's that Michael Boyette signature and really, really neat piece. And again, I see Chillmark quite frequently, not like at garage sales or thrift stores, but online estate auctions, they are definitely out there. And this one's worth $1,000. Next is another Axel Stocks ring. This one was a size 9, though. This is a skull protector. You saw a size 10.5 before. This one was also a 10-day auction. This one was started at $750, and there were, again, 2 bidders. That's all you need. It went up to $1,147. His pieces are really, really neat. I'm going to show you that Axel signature again. I have the hiccups. I saw the Axel. Couldn't see it as well as you could on that other one, though. Let's go back to it real quick. The axle is in there, so harder to see on this one than on the one I showed you previously. An incredible sale, a size 9 ring pewter for $1,147. Next up is a collectible Swaziland Nawina glass. I'm sure I totally butchered that. This pair sold for $1,140. 2 glasses, pewter and glass. Watch for them for sure. Now here you can see the handmade. Again, I'm Kingdom of Switzerland. We'll just say that. 2 glasses. These sold for over $500 a piece. Watch for pewter and glass. Next up is an Arthur Price Harry Potter pewter miniature figurine ornament. There were 8 pieces and it sold for US $1,008. There was only 1 bid. Beautiful set. Look at that goblet. Super cool. This definitely would have caught my eye. And I think any of these pieces individually probably are worth a decent amount as well. And this is just a really, really cool set. There's the Hogwarts. Really, really cool pieces. And here you can see the box and the pamphlet. So multiple pieces and a great $1,000 sale. Next up is an Abraham Lincoln pewter bust sculpture. It is by Francis Barnum. This was a limited edition of 500. It does say it's signed. Sold for $1,100. Give pewter a second look. There you can see that Barnum signature 1993. This is another Chillmark pewter piece. So you can see that Chillmark on the back. They did not put it in the title, though. It's number 78 of 500. And they put 80 of 500 in the title, which is kind of weird because it was number 78, but it still sold for $1,100. Next, these are really, really neat. They remind me of the Poland glass vases, but this is a matching set of Archibald Knox Liberty & Co. Two-trick Peter twin handle vases. These sold for $1,068. Me and my hiccups still. And really, really cool pieces and a great sale. 3 of them for $1,000. Up next is a belt buckle, guys. A belt buckle that sold for $1,225. That is pewter. It is not precious metal. And this one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction. There were 11 different bidders. So I would also tell you, watch for TSR RPGA. And this one is from 1980. It was started at $99. And with those 11 bidders, it went up to $1,225. Absolutely incredible. You can see this is a Bergamo Brassworks, which I've sold their belt buckles. I've never come across any this rare, but really, really neat. So just a reminder, don't think that pewter is not valuable, because it really, really can be. Next up, this is a Chris Hemsworth signed Auto Pewter Thor helmet Marvel Avengers, $1,499. So if you found something like this, you would need to get that signature authenticated. Really, really neat, unless it came with a certificate. It looks like this one does have that letter of authenticity. I would definitely want that if I were selling something like this. And it shows him going down signing them, which is pretty darn cool, and a great sale. A pewter helmet. It is signed for $1,500. Next up is a Michael Ricker pewter sculpture, Loretta Lynn Morgan, aka Lori Morgan, $1,500 sale. Crazy for this little pewter sculpture. Here you can see the certificate of title. They did say the issue price was $4,000, which is crazy. So it says the appraised value is $6,800. So be very careful when getting things appraised, because it appraised at $6,800 and it only sold for $15,000. All right, we are up to our top 5, and we are kicking it off with this antique Chinese pewter food warmer, teapot, and accessories made in China. This actually was sold out of Australia, and this one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction with 10 different bidders. It was started at only $9.99 and went all the way up to $1,591. Crazy. So remember what this looks like. It looks like there might be some jade handles in here as well. So pewter, dragons, jade, go, go, go. There is a marking. They are not identifying that maker. They are just saying antique jade. I think I would have had jade in the title if it were me. This is a really beautiful set, and definitely something to remember the look of. There again, I would have had jade in that title. And in order to get it in, really all they would have had to take out is the and symbol and the 2 commas, and they could have put jade, and they might have got more money for this set. Number 4 is an 1800s 18-hole taper candle mold in hardwood frame with 18 pewter molds inside. This mold sold for $1,650. Absolutely incredible. I know what this would be great for is making lucite candles. You could use this to make resin. So this sold for $1,650. Really, really cool. And man, having something like this to make resin lucite lookalike candles could probably make you a ton of money. Number 3 is charger plates. 8 charger plates sold for $1,650, $200 a plate. Crazy. There is the marking on the side of the pewter plates. Here you can see it is match, handmade in Italy. I always tell you guys to watch for Italy. There are some scrapes and scratches on them, and they still sold for $1,650. Number 2 is this Chillmark Pewter. So this is the third Chillmark I've shown you. This is the same as you saw before, but this one sold for $1,700. So please comp your items because you might be able to get more. That is why I'm showing you the 2. And here you can see it sculpted by Michael Boyette. There is that name. And this one sold for hundreds more. So research it. Don't sell yourself short if you have these high dollar items. This one is, it looks like 2380 of 2500. So not even a special number or anything. And still brought hundreds more. So make sure you research those prices and get the most you can for your items. All right. Our number 1 item is a Dungeons and Dragons 10th anniversary chess set. TSR pewter. It does say extremely rare. Most items that sell for over $3,000 are going to be somewhat rare or be precious metals or something like that. So this one was an auction. It was a 7-day auction with 9 different bidders, and it was started at $999. So this increased by $2,400. If you have rare items that you believe will be in demand, put them on auction. Why not? Start them at the lowest you're willing to take, like they're $999. And then if you only get one bid, you still get $1,000. But if you get more than one bid, it can be like this where you get $2,400 more. So this one has a gorgeous wood chessboard. You can see the chess pieces there, 1984 TSR. It has a beautiful holding case that goes under the board. And this is just an incredible, incredible sale at $3,400. All right, that was everything. I hope you learned some new things because pewter can be really, really valuable. And that is my goal with these videos, is to teach you new things to look out for that can help you make more money. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you have a absolutely amazing week upcoming. I hope to see you on our Tuesday night podcast, which is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can come ask questions live. Don't forget to make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I will see you on the next one.